NTA Weekend File. And my guest, Ustaz MAISUNA Mustafa, is seated here in the studio. Is an Islamic cleric. Ustaz MAISUNA, you've heard from our reports how religious leaders are coming together, to preach peaceful coexistence. Now, how important is religious tolerance in a multi-ethnic, multi-religious society like Nigeria, and what are the benefits derived from peaceful coexistence?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the first place, Almighty Allah, God, can never make a mistake. Whatever He has done, it has been predestined. He deliberately created different languages, different tribes, and different countries where we have continents for the best reasons known to Him. One of the reasons is the fact that we have to relate together. Imagine, if you have only one religion, it will have not looked very interesting. So, for that reason, Allah deliberately created us and He wants us to live together. The benefits. Number one, when we live together, there shall be unity. When we live together, there shall be peace. When we live together, there shall be tranquility. When we live together, there shall be development. When we live together, there shall be growth, and on and on and on. So, living together is part of Allah's designs.
Okay, now how does religious tolerance contribute to nation building and its impact on community and socio-economic development in Nigeria as it is now?
For example, what you have, I don't have it. What I have, you don't have it. In that sense, when we come together, we can contribute to the development of our society, of our nation, and of the entire global world. Because we need to share ideas, we need to share knowledge, we need to share wisdom. By so doing, then the whole universe will grow better than it has been.
So how does religious tolerance cost us as a people, as a nation? I'm talking about when religion and ethnicity has been hijacked by some political actors, and we see a lot of civil strife between the people, fighting, insurgency, and all that. What does it cost us if we lose our religiousness? Nigeria is quite a religious country.
Of course, what we need to go by is to go by the teachings of our divine books, the glorious Quran, and as well as the Bible. Of course, in each of these books, you can never find any chaos or a way of trying to have misunderstanding or war. Rather, we have to come together, we have to do things together, and we have to do exactly what we have been taught. Meanwhile, one of the reasons why we seem not to do together could be linked to some of the religious leaders who preached against other religions. Likewise, we have some of our politicians who, because of their own selfish interests, want to achieve, and they feel they could not achieve except when they use religion. And of course, followers of all religions must exactly learn what their religions teach, rather than just remain like a cankerworm. Cankerworm in the sense that whatever they have been taught to do, they do without finding out, making researches. And that is why Islam makes a great difference here. That when you make research, you are able to get the fact rather than what you have been fed with. And that is just it.
Well, a lot of trust has been lost in the process in this country, and they say that regaining the trust is a work in progress which needs constant nurturing. How can we begin to do that?
We need to, first, teach exactly what the holy books and the glorious book have taught us. Number two, we must realize that human beings are but one with Almighty. Number three, no one can judge others, but rather we have to judge ourselves. Number four, we must know that whatever wrong things we are doing, we should not attribute them to religion. Rather, it should be to self-egoism that each individual may likely have. On that note, doing this will help us in trying to unite and create peace. Of course, peace is relative, and it has no two names. And when we have peace, certainly we have unity.
Indeed, that is the preaching all over Nigeria now. We need to maintain peace so that this country can grow, can thrive to better places. And how can we maintain this religious tolerance? And indeed, what role should traditional and religious leaders play in enhancing tolerance in all spheres of our national life?
Number one, we should recognize every human being that comes our way, whether a pagan, whether a Christian, whether a Jew, whether a Zoroastrianist, whether a Muslim. We should recognize every single human being that comes our way as the creation of the Almighty. Number two, we should accord every single person the respect the single person deserves. Number three, we must try as much as we can to have either at the back of our minds that we cannot judge for God, we cannot rule for God, and we cannot pass judgment on others, but rather on ourselves. And remembering the last day, where we are going to be accountable for every action that has taken place. And then that time, that is when Allah Himself will be the overall judge. This we must remember. When we remember this, we will treat others as ourselves.
Okay, Ustaz MAISUNA, we'll take a break. When we return, our conversation will continue. Please do stay. Thanks for joining us. And my guest, Ustaz MAISUNA Mustafa, an Islamic cleric, is still with me in the studio. We'll be talking about religious tolerance. Ustaz, it's a known fact that you cannot separate religion from governance, and there have been a lot of calls for religious leaders and government to come together, join hands to sensitize the people, on the need for religious tolerance, so that religion itself can now assume its position in nation building. What's your take on that?
Of course, it's a very important thing, and government needs to do a lot about that. For example, if government brings together, as we've just watched, we watched the program before now, that if government brings together people of different religions for different purposes, for different programs, then people will see more of positivities than the negativities that we have. And if I may point out here, we have a lot of similarities that are more than the indifference we have in us. Therefore, government has to bring together and unify the people of the two most popular religions in Nigeria. That can be done, usually by the government ourselves.
So before I let you go, what's your message to the Muslim Ummah and Nigerians in general?
We have just graduated from Ramadan.
Of Salah.
We have just graduated from Ramadan as a school. Whatever we have learned there should be put into practice. After all, theory is a useless exercise without practicals. Therefore, we should be patient the more, enjoy the more, learn the more, be good to others, and never, ever cause any havoc or difficulties to others around there. For whatever you do, certainly you shall be questioned, as I am going to be questioned as well.
Okay, thank you so much, Ustaz MAISUNA Mustafa, an Islamic cleric. Thank you so much for coming on Weekend File and shedding light on religious tolerance. We appreciate you.
Thank you.